again for another Combos at Brunch on Sunday. Today I'm met together with the lovely Show No Emotions and Celestial Mona. Y'all say hi, introduce yourselves, plug your things.
Why Mona? Mona, where you at?
At home.
Oh,
Look like a
well,
hotel.
real Marriott-ish.
That's what I'm saying. It look like
Y'all
a
really
hotel.
my background is a mess. No, I'm stuck to this corner because my phone needs charging, and then my little cousin is here, and Coco Melon is taking over the living room, so I'm stuck in here. It's just because I have like yellow lights. Y'all tripping?
I don't know.
Even though the back hair.
The headboard.
Yeah.
This is my headboard. You see how tacky this is?
That'd be a little plus.
Oh, yeah, cover that up.
I'm not at the Marriott selling pussy.
All right. I am Show No Emotions. Back at it again for another week. I am, what else? Educational consultant, mother, friend, wife, and all around great human being.
Okay.
Pass it on to Mona.
Oh, my bad. I'm Celestial Mona, aka Mona Lisa. I'm a nurse, friend, daughter, sister, all of the above.
All right, and I'm the hostess with the mostest, Darius Love All. A husband, father, son,
and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Not amen.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening, guys. Fritz Limousine here.
What you do?
Oh, you gotta do that every single time. Oh, my bad.
We just trying to do it, brother.
Fritz Limousine, car detailer. Long time listener, second time caller.
All right, so on that note, I'm gonna get started on the first question. I'm gonna let y'all read it, and then we're gonna go into it. Have like an open forum discussion if y'all want to just randomly talk about it. So go ahead and read it. Do you think men and women today face more stresses than past generations?
Absolutely not. Well, let me rephrase that because I jumped without even processing this question.
Think about it.
I think the stressors are different because, times have changed. However, I do think that life has become much easier for this generation. So even the minimal things stress them out. I feel like a lot of the things that our parents or, grandparents had to deal with was very different. But I also feel like it was much harder times. I feel like it was much harder times back then than it is now. I think the stressors are different. Yeah, that's my.
A once in a generation leap for the iPhone.
I like to say I agree with that because even from my generation, me to my kids, the stuff that stress them out is like I'm like, bro, like that's nothing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But from us, it's a whole different thing. Like our stresses are bigger stresses to them. Like I don't even know they'll fold under pressure, like dealing with the stuff that we stress over. You know what I'm saying? Because the stuff they stress over is like digital shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how many people like you on a digital platform type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that this generation stress over. So I agree with the sentiment of Show No Emotion. Anybody else got a take on it?
Oh, I guess I'm next. No, I agree with you guys. I do believe that different factors I think things have changed. I think we do stress the same for the most part, but I agree certain factors of what stress is has changed. I would say, like, for example, our parents stressing of feeding us is not really our stresses to feed our children the same way no more. Like I could imagine like how my mom growing up, my mom was making like I think like $30,000 paying a year, and she was paying for me, my sister, my aunt, and taking care of it. So like her stress level is crazy. And I'm like, wow. Going to college, I was almost making as much as my mom. So I'm like, dang, her stress game was different, was a whole different ball game. So I agree with you guys. I do think that like things has changed. So I think the way they stress has changed. I agree with you saying with Cliff when you're saying that like how the younger generation they stress over digital. They scared about getting bullied online, and I'm like, I was bullied in real life. Like that's to me, you're worried about somebody that you don't know, 100,000 miles away, can't harm you this way and third, but they have power that they can actually influence you to make you want to commit suicide or something like that. Versus the day-to-day stress that you should be stressing about, as it's like, okay, where's my next bill gonna come about? Where I'm gonna pay this bill? How you gonna pay that? How you gonna do this? But you're worried about things that really doesn't matter. So I don't know. I do think that the stress level has changed from as time progresses. But I still do think that there is a stress factor, no matter what time changes, is that we change whatever the stress is going to be.
Y'all see Mona went and switched it up. She had to get cute. Oh, cute.
My shirt was too baggy. It looked like somebody.
I didn't
Anyway,
realize.
I almost said something. But anyway, I agree that that the generation today does not face the same stress factors as us, like, or the previous generation. Like Fritz was saying, like, shoot, I was worried, like, oh my gosh, the lights off, like, when is that gonna turn back on? Or it's like, is my mom gonna have enough? Like, oh my god, are we gonna get evicted? And these kids are worried about, dang, like, mom, why can't I have the new iPhone because Adriana has the new iPhone? I mean, granted, we did the same in comparison to clothes and shoes as well, but like, no, I was really worried about, like, okay, lights, shoot, like, is my mom gonna have enough money for that and food? And then simply, like, and then we could go back and compare it to us compared to our parents. They couldn't afford, I mean, at least like my mom, she sometimes couldn't afford to buy groceries. Like, I don't have that stress factor. And the kids nowadays don't either. They're like, I feel like they're just too soft. I'm like, we were walking home from school in elementary school. You think I trust my niece? Not her specifically, but she just does not have the street smarts for me to be like, she's in middle school and yeah, we feel comfortable with her walking home alone. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
was home alone in elementary school. Me and all my 4 other siblings, and not a soul came in the house. We never went outside.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever my mom said, that was it. Don't touch the stove. Don't open the door. Whatever you got to eat. I made food. Pop it in the microwave. These kids don't know that stress. Like,
I think it's economic status though, because I feel like there's kids nowadays that still walk home at 5, 6 years old, that still stay home by themselves, have to cook their own food. I think now we don't see that with like our kids or our nieces and nephews because we have raised an economic level. Just like back in generations before, we can say that our parents, we were worried about lights getting cut off and all that stuff. That's because of the economic level we were at. There were kids in that same time frame growing up the same time we did and didn't have those stressors because their parents are making a bit more. So they were worried about getting the first cell phone. You know what I mean? So I think
So
it's
you
based on your economic level.
so you saying this maybe we were forced to, I guess, witness mature things earlier, so we had to deal with mature things earlier. In this generation that we got our kids, we're not put in a position to have to experience those things as early. You know what I'm saying? They're not seeing light getting cut off. They're not seeing none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to deal with none of that other stuff. So they don't. I guess their eyes. I guess we was having a discussion earlier. Their eyes are not fully open to like the world yet.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what
more
I'm saying? They're still innocent.
green because they
Yeah,
don't
they're still
have
innocent.
to. Like,
well,
we set it up to where they don't need to experience that.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I
also
can see
too,
that.
though, like, when it comes to like mental health, we're more educated than nowadays, and these kids can seek help, especially kids of color, because that wasn't something that we were well educated on, or our parents were. So I feel like stuff like mental health, and even just having the knowledge to know your rights at any, like, we have access to Google and can Google anything. Like, if the bank doesn't want to give you this and that loan, or this company is saying, well, no, we're not going to give you this opportunity, we can easily have access to Google or YouTube or whatever to educate ourselves. And these kids have access to that nowadays compared to our parents. Certain things they would accept because they just didn't have the knowledge or the access to it. versus nowadays, I feel like that also helps with, the difference in the stress factors.
No, I agree. That's why I said it's all down to your economic resources because we can afford to go on. Like when we were younger, my internet was waiting until AOL sent a free trial CD in the mail and then I pop it in. Where my neighbor had AOL. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think it was just, I think your stressors are tied to your economic status and then it's different stressors. Not saying that if you have money, you're not stressed. It's just a different type of stress.
I think I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Who you want to
Any other
introduce?
takers on the topic?
She's on mute. Oh, no, no.
No, but I agree with everyone because, like what Chris was saying, also like, well, for us, we didn't really have to stress about that. And kids nowadays, they just worried about like, the Instagram, when people stay on Instagram, all these fake little blogs they're on, like everybody's worried about that instead of like, what we was worried about. So I kind of agree with everyone.
I will say I had a former student that just committed suicide, and it was because, well, this is what is. She actually went to out in the backyard and shot herself with her her dad's gun. Sorry, and she was only 14 years old, and she did it on the first day of school. And the reason why they say she did it is because her dad was like really strict, really hard on her. Like she felt like she couldn't be a normal girl, like hang out with friends. Talk on the phone, all that normal stuff. And I was just thinking in my head, like, growing up as like a little Haitian girl, we couldn't do none of that anyways. And I never would have thought to go out and like shoot myself and commit suicide. I of course don't know what else, happened in that household or that young lady's mental state. But to me, it kind of goes back to like your environment. If everybody else around you is allowed to do certain things and you can't, then you could ultimately feel that way. But I just feel like maybe kids these days, because those other things are more heightened or more important, where we were younger, we just would go outside and play. I don't know. It just kind of took me for a loop that she killed herself because of that. And then I had another former student kill himself 2 days ago. So it's like, it's crazy.
I don't think they're able to. Yeah, I don't think
What
they're
you
able
say,
to deal
Mama?
with the stuff going on.
Shut that school down.
No.
I don't know, Shirley. You got two
It ain't
former
the school,
students
man.
killing themselves. I don't know, my boy.
It can't be the
No,
school,
see,
bro.
this
It's
is-
It's just like society now, kids are worried about the craziest things, you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
worried
bro.
about what they
School.
have, what they got on, or if you don't got this, you're not good.
Shit that's irrelevant.
Sorry.
Well, wasn't we worried about that too? Wasn't we worried about who got
But we
Jordans?
wasn't
who got
we wasn't
Nikes?
willing to
I
kill
wouldn't kill
ourselves
myself
over
over
it.
it, though.
Girl,
We
no,
wasn't willing to kill
I
ourselves
wasn't raised
over it.
off there like that. Yeah, we would get it, but I was good with my boots, girl, right from Payless. My mama used to stay getting them. I used to love the boots. You see? So, like, for me, and then when we did get Nikes and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't that trying to say, oh, let me get the most expensive because it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that
it was
wasn't my stress
shoes.
about it. I wasn't stressing about it. But nowadays, how they got it going with social media, and I blame social media and like things that's going around because they look at it as like, oh, if I ain't got enough friends, oh, I'm a nobody. Or if I ain't,
Yeah.
yeah. So if I don't have enough friends, I'm a nobody. Or if I don't go to this party, I'm a nobody. Like that's what they're mainly worried about. And kids are cruel. Like nowadays. Like back then, we used to, oh, your mama fat, your mama ugly, But these kids are going to a point to where like they'll slap your mama or they'll cuss your mama out or it's just crazy now. It's crazy.
The thing that I've seen the most working in the school systems, first of all, it's middle school kids that are the meanest. First, they're just horrible. And you think about it, when you was in middle school, that's like the worst time of your life. Like middle school is mean as fuck. And then they used to do like just taking like nasty pictures of people and posting it on social media, and they'll have like everyone come and comment on that person and all that. It's horrible, man. Or they'll take naked pictures. These girls with these naked pictures. You don't know how many students' parents were crying in my office because of naked pictures. And they'll take these naked pictures and just slam it all over and make TikToks dancing behind the naked picture. Like, it's crazy. They're mean. These kids are mean.
I don't know how to do that. That's the funny part.
Yeah, that's savage.